All right, we are getting ready to head back to home. Liquid nail, liquid nail. That's what I did to fix those two. There was one screw coming loose down here. You can't see it. It was where this connects to this. And actually, I need to rephrase that. I'm not using liquid nail anymore. It seems that the liquid nail is not working as good as I thought it would in the camper environment. It doesn't flex. And so the liquid nail, while it did hold for several thousand miles, in some areas it's breaking loose and then the screws come loose again. So I switched to using this, and I've talked about it before. This is Loctite Extreme Glue. It basically dries somewhat flexy, but solid, not like liquid nail. And so it seems to be doing a better job because the liquid nail is actually cracking in the places I put it and breaking loose and then not doing its job. So I did switch to using this. So the few places as they slowly come loose, that's what I'm changing to. The liquid nail did help. Like I say, I've gone thousands and thousands of miles since fixing the drawers, having minor issues, but as I go through and tune up things, I'm switching to this Loctite Extreme Glue. Not sponsored by this, but I'm finding that it works pretty good. So I fixed those two things. I mentioned that I gotta fix this, and that is starting to come loose up front right there, which I will take care of when I get home. I went ahead and flushed my black tank really, really well. Always make sure to use this, but I filled it 3 or 4 times using this and drained it. Just figured it'd be a good opportunity to get that thing flushed really well. So now at this point, I'm gonna just pack everything up and we are gonna get ready to head back to Iowa. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, and I know I showed it to you in other videos, we upgraded the controller for the air conditioning on the Geo Pro. It's the Coleman Mach air conditioning. We upgraded it to the Bluetooth air conditioning controller, and it has a freeze sensor on it. So why did we do this? In places like Iowa, we didn't have a whole lot of issue. However, as we got to drier climate, and I don't understand why, the AC unit would freeze up. And you couldn't leave your dogs in here because it would freeze up and there would be no airflow, and it just froze up. Even though the coil that was freezing up was actually out on the top of the camper in the black part. Up in this black part right there. It froze up on us in South Dakota, over by Mount Rushmore, although not terrible, only like once. But in western Colorado, with these temps of over 100 degrees, no trees above you, no shade above you, and actually very little humidity, it would freeze up. And I don't understand why. We went through, you can go back and look for that video, but we went through all the things. We checked to make sure the ducting was good. We checked to make sure that nothing was obstructed. Everything was checked. There was no issue with the unit. And keep in mind, it's brand new. I mean, at that point, it was only a year old. So we bought that Bluetooth controller. It's really nice and convenient. It allows auto mode, which means when the compressor is off, it also turns the fan off. And then we switch to a nice wall fan that's much, much quieter to circulate the air. That works out really well because you don't have to listen to the AC run continually all day, 24/7. Also, because it has a freeze sensor, we had absolutely no issue in the weather here, which was pretty much over 100 degrees every day. It never froze. So it did its job. I'm going to show it to you real quick. I'll also show you that other fan we got. So let's go look at this controller, and then I'm going to get ready to haul this thing away. So this is the Bluetooth digital controller. Got some good fans here. And then there's the fan that we hang right there. Just take it off the wall before you pull on down the road with your camper, and you're good to go. Again, you can find both those at thejohnnyoshow.com/promotions. You guys have a great afternoon. I'll see you somewhere down the road as we get rolling. Nikki is kind enough to drive for me, being I have to work.
Turn left to merge onto
So, lucky me, server crashed this morning. I've got things up, but trying to figure out what is going on with it. Would happen when we need to head out. That's how it always goes with servers. We're heading to Vernal, Utah, and then we're gonna head up and take I-80 all the way back to Iowa. It's flatter roads. They had some vehicle issues getting up over the mountains. So we figured we'll just take this route, plus it's a little bit different scenery. All right, we are here at Octopus Coffee. All right, so this is what we got. I think it tastes fine. Robin doesn't like it. All right, we're waiting for them. They're still having a little trouble. Yeah, they're having a little trouble getting up this one, but it's still a lot shorter of a climb. And I don't think it is as high as going through Eisenhower. So, and I think once we're over this hill, I think we'll be good. Isn't that pretty much it? Do you know? Oh, you just said you don't know.
I can't see the landscape. I can just see the road.
Yeah, that's what mine is. Mine's black now.
Yep. Yeah. We passed all those cows back there. That was funny.
How did Bear do?
He barked a little. Did you guys make it past the cows before you stopped?
Say that again?
Did you make it past the herd of cows before you stopped? Oh, so you're barely behind us. You're probably one curve away from us.
So as a good practice, whenever you stop, it's always good just to do a little walk around of your rig. Make sure everything is in place. Nothing is falling apart. And I know I've mentioned this in other videos. You know, it doesn't hurt to test to make sure these things aren't loose, which I checked mine, put a little wrench on them earlier, and they're good. Let's go look inside and make sure everything is still buttoned down, nothing flying around. All right, yeah, let's turn the light off. Okay, everything is all buttoned down. So we are good here. Nothing flying apart. Actually, I want to see something. I bought something. I'm losing my shoes. I hate these steps. See, any other camper, I don't like these steps. Any other camper, you would just step in and be done with it. This thing, you have to pull the steps out every time. Every time you want to get in, you have to pull the steps out. You can never just step in your camper. Dumbest thing ever. Don't get a camper with these steps. There's no reason for it unless it's one of those ones that's really, really high. And even if you got a camper that's really high off the ground and needs steps like this, make sure you have at least one door that doesn't need steps like this so that you can just get in without having to climb over everything. So I got this. Actually ordered it a long time ago, and it went to my mom's because it didn't come up in time. Let's see how that does. So the idea, see, it fits right here. You'll find that on thejohnnyoshow.com/promotions. Seems to be good. It's solid. It fits right here. I've got a USB-C, 2 regular USB, and plenty of room for plugs. It works pretty good. And it seems to stay in place while we're moving. No concerns there. Go ahead and put the TV back. Walk it in. And it kind of pushes against it and keeps it in there snug. I don't know. I don't have the internet to look. All right, so I think this is probably the steepest downhill. Surprisingly, I'm not sure why. It seems like it's steeper than even when we went down Monarch Pass. We're going on 139 to Vernal. Somebody said it was Douglas Pass, so we're having to go down in second gear on this, and you do have to brake occasionally, but it seems to be okay though, Nikki?
Yeah, it seems good.
Yep, she's not having to brake a lot, just around corners and stuff. What's weird is there's not even a sign that says steep grade or anything like that. It could just be that this is steep and the fact that it's so windy, causing us to have to slow down more for the corners. Whoa.
Sorry, there was a blue thing in the middle.
Bumpy.
Yeah, I saw that.
But we're at the bottom, so there you go. Whatever the case may be, we were able to safely pull the GeoPro down this pass here, going to Vernal, Utah. But it did seem like this was a bit steeper than we've encountered in the past. Like I say, it seemed like it was even steeper than Monarch or Eisenhower coming down this thing. At least it felt like it. But did fine.
You just got
In the road.
In the road. We're now waiting because Candace and Jay got a flat tire. So Jacob and them went back, and so now we're just sitting here hanging out, waiting.